Part of being scientific is considering all the variables, using deductive reasoning and critical thinking. Thinking to yourself, perhaps even talking to yourself, writing things down. And when it comes to issues that affect race, issues of philosophy, we see that people are rather unscientific with their methodology. Western philosophies and American philosophies are derived from white supremacist ideologies and Eurocentric schools of thought, no matter how you slice it. When these people came here with manifest destiny, and there's little kids who've heard that phrase, manifest destiny. It's already thoroughly established by the white supremacists themselves, even, who are perhaps preparing white people to come into a state of defensiveness and to defend white supremacy in order to avoid white guilt. Okay? That's part of what happens when whites start to branch off. Sometimes, they become feminists or gays and they team up with the left. Sometimes, that white guilt causes them to take a defensive stance. Like, no, it's not, when deep down they know that they're guilty. Okay? Now, all white people benefit from black people's burden. So regardless if they come from slave-owning families or not, they have benefited from a system of white supremacy for many years. So in other words, if you could quantify it in a dollar amount, you would see that every year they would reap the rewards in some form, some shape or form or fashion, and it adds up, and that allowed them to get on their feet generation after generation and not face the same discrimination and stigmas that black people have. You'll also see that outside organizations have preyed on the black community, mixing the true dilemma of the black man with falsified evidence, trying to lure the black man and trap him in their culture of lying to prove their point, in their culture of moral relativism to accomplish goals, in their culture of revisionism for acceptance, accepting corrupt banker elitists, for instance, accepting groups of people that are more likely to be pedophiles simply because of their state of mind. They can be changed. Accepting things that no decent, God-fearing man would dream of accepting. When you put on your armor of God, your helm, the scripture is your sword, that is not a form of acceptance. That is standing your ground spiritually. We love our enemies, but make no mistake, they are our enemies. They are non-repentant sinners who try to justify their sin. And then they try to downplay the difference between someone who is trying to justify their sin and those who are trying to better themselves and correct them. They try to downplay the difference between a strong heterosexual family structure and some kind of corporate sponsored illusion of normalcy. They seek to validate sinful behavior. It is quite simple. When you have a man of higher intelligence It is a grave injustice for all, for him to be covertly drugged, and for America to sit there like the sniveling, cowardly, gay-friendly dogs they are, because of their philosophies, and do nothing. And to then turn around and try to cite his philosophy as part of the reason why he is quote unquote wrong, or that we need to do something about people like him. People like him need to do something about people like you. People like him are naturally close to God, and I think 5 years has more than proven that. I'm faster. God's energy and brilliance is flowing through me, and you seek to drug that away because you're fucking jealous. And could you make a fucking argument that would convince people otherwise? And why not? Because I am smarter than you are. But you think that you're entitled, or that it should be, that you can covertly drug me, your spiritual superior. And that's what you call enlightenment. Inferior arguments that you pass off as higher reason. Drugging. Massive propaganda campaigns. You say, well, we have to do these things to maintain the state. No, inferior minds have to resort to that despicable bitch shit in a feeble attempt to maintain the state. Thank you.